The next reader is Emily Riddle, who is a nehiyaw writer, researcher, and public library worker from Treaty 6 territory. Her debut poetry chapbook, Ancestors and Exes, was released by Glasshouse Press in 2021. Tonight, she is reading 3 poems, Tell Me Why, Prairie Fruit, which are both published in this issue, and Yellow.
Thank you for having me, and for Melinda for reading. That was very beautiful. I feel like I always write about my mom, but these 3 are not actually about that. But I'm very happy to join you from Treaty 6 territory, where it's still the afternoon and it's still light outside, which is a big win when you're this far north, that the sun's up this late. So I feel like my seasonal depression is slowly leaving as it gets brighter. But I learned from Jay Simpson to start with the saddest poem first. And so that's what I tried to do in order, and then leave off more hopeful, but I'm not sure I accomplished that. So you'll have to let me know. So we'll start with Tell Me Why. Early in our relationship, you tell me the pishtagaga gisak outside your attic bedroom window are annoying. I realize quickly that I am both more careful and cutting with my words. I tell you a pishtagaga gisak are bothersome because mosto sak left. Left is a casual word for what happened. A pishtagaga gisak have intergenerational trauma because mosto sak were brutally murdered. They no longer follow massive herds to eat bugs off their backs in a mutualistic manner. They bemoan this new reality, and their squawking is a register of their displeasure. Just like me, a pishtagaga gisak awkwardly remain. I too wake up in the morning and languish. Languish is a suitable word for what happened. During the second summer of the pandemic, we have been broken up for the second time for 6 months, and I am on the road back from the other side of Treaty 6. As we pass Elk Island Park, Nokum says, as long as there are buffalo, there will be Cree people. As long as there are Cree people, there will be buffalo. I want to believe a pishtagaga-gisak, mosto-sak, and I will all drink iced tea on a porch together, make light of all that has transpired, talk about the women we have loved. So I start with this kind of sad breakup poem. And then the next one is Prairie Fruit. On a flight back from the West Coast, I grieve. There are no aerial shots of the prairies prior to them being cut up like oranges for a kid's soccer game. My dad tells me the only fresh fruit available in Edmonton in his childhood were oranges, apples, and bananas. I am a prairie fruit. Saskatoon, strawberries, blueberries. When nehiyaw babies have their firsts, we feast on blueberries to celebrate them, to protect them, to be delicious. If we do this again, perhaps the prairies will liberate themselves. Prairie fruit will reign again, reign again. The last poem is not in the issue. I have a series of poems. So for nehiyaw, we have 7 colors in our rainbow, each with associated prayer. And so when you give someone protocol like cloth or ribbons or things like that in ceremony, it's a rainbow, and the only difference from the regular rainbow is that we also have light blue. So this is the poem that I wrote for yellow. Very like me to not realize my own loneliness was making me sick. The curse of the eldest daughter to not need anyone. A personality quiz at a corporate job told me I'm an introvert, INTJ, and I believed it. An older man is breaking up with you and says he wants to be friends, without realizing that is an upgrade from what he was. You realize not everyone is deeply in love with their friends. Nehiyaw will tell you that love is about nurturing the growth of an individual. Our word for love comes from the word when a plant sprout first emerges from the earth, when it first gains the ability to see the yellow sun above. This is similar to Bell Hook's assertion that love is a verb. I want to love you so that you emerge from the earth with a view of the sun so yellow. That's it. I thank you for having me.